Alright, so Deebo Samuel. He ended up being the first guy to get traded in the offseason, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm not really surprised that he got traded. Not at all. Like, I remember last year, like, dude was like getting linked to some other teams where like the trade interest for him, stuff like that. That was like, the highest his interest got, and then after this last season that just happened, his trade value went down, and really just injuries really caught up to him, and that's just how it is. But here we are now, and he's traded to the Commanders, which honestly is a pretty good trade, depending on the fact that the Commanders need another receiver in the wide receiver room other than Terry McLaurin. Plus, the 49ers, they're up there in cap space and stuff like that, so they're supposed to they need to get rid of somebody, and Deebo Samuel was the guy. So one thing I like about the Deebo Samuel adding to the team for the Commanders is the fact that they got another guy where if you need to make a play, just to break some tackles, stuff like that for him, he's that guy for you. Cause he's one of the more unique receivers out there. He's not a guy where he the best route runner, best deep threat or anything like that. He's the guy where if you need a short area stuff like that, you want catch it short and take it to the house, he could do that, but not with his speed, but it's his game breaking tackle ability. He's really great at breaking tackles at the wide receiver position because he's really big for a wide receiver, but he's unique for what what the Commanders like to do. That's running a lot of screen passes for the team, using the short area for them, and then when they can, they can go deep with Terry McLaurin. So to me, it's a really good fit for what they actually need for real. And look, I get why people are skeptical with Deebo Samuel, because if you look at his stats in this past few years, he only had 1 year where he got over 1,000 yards receiving, and he's been that do-all guy where he can run, he can catch the ball small areas, run the ball when he needs to as a running back, basically call him a wide back. And then ever since that 2021 season, he's been doing the same thing, but he hasn't been as effective as you would want him to be. But I'll definitely say his style of play will be missed, but I kind of seen it happen to him being traded because they drafted Ricky Parcell last year in the first round for a reason, because they knew they had to get rid of one of the receivers, and most people thought it was gonna be Brandon Ayuk, and ended up being Deebo Samuel, to which that don't surprise me either, because he really hasn't had over 900 yards of receiving ever since that 2021 season where he basically was a wide back for him. So and he carried that team to the conference championship game 2021. So it's been a long time since he had 1,000. That's his only time where he had over 1,000 yards receiving. So it's been a long time since he had done that. Also, I kind of be remiss to not actually mention the fact that whenever him and Brandon Ayuk was playing last year, when they both were healthy, they didn't really look all that well, in my opinion. Even though Deebo outplayed Brandon Ayuk, when he came back, but Juwan Jennings was basically their best receiver last year, and that kind of it's kind of a problem given the fact that Deebo Samuel was paid to be that guy for him. You know what I'm saying? But back to him being important to the Commanders. Like I said, the Commanders ran the most screen plays last year, and it just matters just a good fit for what they need. So honestly, it really just work out, and honestly, it's gonna be really effective for what they need for the team, because that basically what they ran for most of the time. And then Terry McLaurin, he has someone that could play off of him too, so it'll give him more help him being double teamed up the whole time. So it really is a good fit though. It really is. William Blocker, really great breaking tackling ability. It really fits on what the team actually wants to do for the offense. Now, obviously, the downside is, like I said earlier, his route running is not the best really, and he's really known for his breaking tackling ability, to where he just breaks a lot of tackles into where he can go in the end zone just doing that. That's really what he's best at. More like a yak threat, but not. Yeah, I'd say he's more of a yak threat, but it just he kind of polarizing, because he's not someone that he's not someone you, unless 2021 happened, he's someone that's losing a lot of respect as that's one of the better receivers in the league, to which I get it, because He don't have, all he is mostly a yak threat, really, and most routes you see him doing is like crossers and like bubble screen passes to him, or even like jet sweeps and stuff like that. So I get it, but I don't know. He's a unique talent to where like you rarely see players like him in the league. So it's gonna be missed in the 49ers more than you think, especially if Ricky Pearsall doesn't live up to where he was as the first rounder. So we'll see how that plays out for him. But I gotta say this though, man. I know the 49ers are kind of kicking themselves for like not moving off of Deebo Samuel a year ago, because the fact that they only got a 5th round pick for him just says the volume of like how his interest is, because apparently the Commanders are the only team that actually was actually called about him. So like it's that's a lot of money to just. But I understand, I get it though, because a lot of money to get for him, so they had to like basically can only get like a cheaper draft pick for him. So I get it. Now I do feel like the Commanders are the biggest winners, because like they got a guy where like they could really put him in that wide back position to where like more like a Taysom Hill role, but not really. Like he you put him in the back, put on Deebo in the back, you feel for Jalen Daniels, and Jalen Daniels is a great talent. Honestly, like if you want to put him in the top 10, you can, because like he had himself like probably the best rookie season you could ever have, really, and like it's only gonna make the offense better, because Jalen Daniels is that good. So it really is gonna help him out a lot, given the fact that you have Deebo on your team and also having Terry Warren still. So that's a really great 1-2 punch if you really think about it. Plus, with Deebo Samuel on the roster now, I expect Jalen Daniels' rushing yard to be a little less now, given the fact that you have Deebo doing some of the running back work, to which that also reminds me that give us more of a rotation to the running backs too, because Deebo Samuel could be a running back when you need him to be. So I wonder how much they're going to utilize that for him, honestly, on the team, on the offense. But they should, though, in my opinion, like give it some type of utilization, because you can't just have him just doing bubble screens for most of the time. But all around though, pretty decent trade, like low risk, high reward type of trade. Commanders didn't really give up much except for a 5th rounder, and really the 49ers got out of his money so that way they could possibly sign Brock Purdy to a new deal, especially since they're gonna be the losing players anyway. So it makes sense, and then the Commanders, like they already in the Super Bowl window now, so they're just going for it, trying to add some players around them, especially around the offense, to where give him the best out of Jalen Daniels, to where possibly help himself for offensive player of the year type of year, or MVP caliber type of year. We'll see how it goes when the season starts. But as we look at it though, I'm excited for this duo and see how it goes for the Commanders, see how far it will take for them, see if they actually make that Super Bowl run that they desperately need, since Dan Snyder's gone.